Okay, it's another day for news. So welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on this program on Wednesday, November 18th. I'm your host for today's program, Paul Demain. Many of the stories read here, can also be found at our website at IndianCountryNews.com. Here are the news stories from the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. 20-year-old Net Lake man admits he set fire to the Boys Fort Reservation Tribal Center in northern Minnesota over the summer. William Lynn Isham pled guilty to one count of arson during a hearing in U.S. District Court in St. Paul, Minnesota. In his plea agreement, Isham admitted he intentionally set fire to an automobile and to the reservation business office on July 20th. During the investigation, witnesses told authorities that Isham spoke about burning down the center earlier in the evening and that he bragged about the fire later. His sentence is pending. Isham is an enrolled member of the Boys Fort Band of Ojibwe. An investigation into whether the leader of the country's largest reservation and others broke any laws in connection with two companies that operated on the Navajo Nation is moving forward. Tribal Department of Justice Attorney Henry Ho told lawmakers last week that Attorney General Louis Danettosi soon will file a petition with the Window Rock District Court to appoint a special prosecutor. The lawmakers placed Navajo President Joe Shirley Jr. on administrative leave last month. The move came a week after they met in closed session to discuss alleged legal violations arising from the tribal contracts with separate internet and manufacturing companies. Investigators hired by the council compiled the reports, but they have not been made public. The U.S. Board on Geographic Names has adopted the name Salish Sea for the inland waters that stretch from Olympia north to Canada's Desolation Sound. Lou Yost, the board's executive secretary, said the name was approved last week, meaning Salish Sea can now be added to maps and other materials. The name was proposed to describe the region's far-reaching ecosystem, which until now has not had an official name, but includes the Puget Sound, the Strait of Juan de Fuca, and the Strait of Georgia, all well-known marine waterways in the Pacific Northwest. Bart Weber, a retired marine biology professor who proposed the name, said it seemed appropriate because the indigenous people in the region are connected to various Coastal Salish languages. The Salish people were here first, Weber said, told the Herald of Everett. It's not a perfect fit. The Makah tribe at Nee Bay are not Salish people, but it fits pretty well. Washington State's Board of Geographic Names approved the name late last month. The Geographic Names Board of Canada has also approved using Salish Sea for most of the marine waters between Vancouver Island and the British Columbia mainland. On Friday, November 20th, Richie Richards, the Native American education specialist for the Phoebe A. Hearst Museum of Anthropology at UC Berkeley, proudly hosts the 40th anniversary of the occupation of Alcatraz program. The event will honor and commemorate the original efforts and intentions of the student-based occupation that took place in 1969, which was to protest the social conditions Native Americans were being subjected to and facing in both urban areas and on reservations in the United States and Canada. Alcatraz provided a national forum for their voices to be heard, and people want that conversation to continue during this event. The Lakudere Ojibwe Community College at Reserve, Wisconsin will host an annual Thanksgiving feast on November 19th with events running from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. To honor the day and sustainability, Happy Tonics, Inc., an environmental education organization and public charity in Shell Lake, Wisconsin, will show a film entitled Risky Business. Come learn about genetic engineering in our food chain and why we need to think about eating locally healthy foods. A deer will be dressed by Adam Fear. The deer will be honored for the gifting of its life. The meat will be provided to elders as part of the giveaway ceremony that day. The Los Angeles Skins Fest is in its third year, and if you want to see some skin, get over there. Well, anyway, they have a wide collection of a great anthology of native cinema there. They'll be screening films in the following venues in Los Angeles as part of that Skins Fest on November 20th at 7 p.m. at the Norris Theater at USC at 3507 Trousdale Parkway. on November 21st at KCET at 4401 Sunset Boulevard. On the 21st again at 8 p.m. at the Screen Actors Guild at Wilshire Boulevard. And November 22nd at 1 p.m. again at KCET on Sunset Boulevard. And November 22nd at 7 p.m. at the Autry National Theatre at 4700 Western Heritage Way. All those events are free. Parking is provided, and you can get some more information at that laskinsfest.com/209 /. We'll get that up on the front here so you can see that web page. A few shovels of dirt, some traditional Indian songs, and construction has begun on a new spring training home for the Arizona Diamondbacks and the Colorado Rockies. Representatives from the Salt River Pima-Maricopa Indian community and both baseball teams officially broke ground this last Monday for the site near Indian Bend Road and the Loop 101 east of Scottsdale. Tribal President Diane Enos called the project an important addition to the community. When completed, the complex will include an 11,000-seat capacity ballpark, 12 practice fields and office buildings with major and minor league clubhouses, training facilities, and offices for each team. The estimated $100 million spring training complex is expected to be finished in about 15 months. And that is the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. Tomorrow afternoon for the news, we're going to try to put a live report together with Mark Trehant on the health care debate that's going on and actions by the Senate to try to pass that bill. So join with us again tomorrow. Miigwech for coming here again today.